Hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to the stream. How you guys all doing today? Great to see you all on this lovely Monday morning. But first of all, I have to talk about what happened yesterday during that their football game over by there in what was it, in Georgia or something? I don't know, Soldier Field, Atlanta. It don't matter because the Bears lost. But I was gonna say the good news is that Justin Fields is the best dang quarterback the Bears have had in a very, very, very long time. Uh, Unfortunately, it looks like on the last drive yesterday he kind of busted his shoulder pretty good. So I don't know what that's gonna mean going forward, but rest in peace, Justin Fields' shoulder. That was not fun. It was a great game too. And this is the thing. The Bears have been doing great. I mean, they've been losing, but they've been right there. They've been doing really, really, really good. Just losing by like 1 point last week. One 3 points this week or whatever. They're always right there, and it's always a good game back and forth. But I don't know. They lost. So I don't know what else to say. So I'm gonna get out of here and let Hezokuai take over. Hey guys, how you doing? Good morning, everybody. What's up? I got my hair. All right, let's see who we got in the house this morning. Looks like we pretty got a good turnout so far. We got Terry Barnes, first one today. Welcome. I am back with this Green Bay Packers nonsense. Always love to have you here, but come on, man, you got to do something about that. News Now enemy, how you doing? I hope everything turns out all right, man. Seriously, like when you first said that, I said, if you lose your house, well, I hope you could find it because I was waiting for the punchline, but you weren't joking. So I hope everything turns out okay, whatever the issue is, man. I hope it works out. Thoughts and prayers to you. ATV Thunder, what's up? Thunder. News Now enemy, what's up? Commentator auditor. Good morning, Hezokuai land. Hashtag rise and shine with Hezokuai. That's right. Adelaide, good morning. ATV Thunder, Terry Barnes, what's up? Cliff Hickson, what's up? Chile 7-day suspension, yippee! That's a win for us. Hi, Kiss. Good morning. Always great to see you on. Beautiful, beautiful to have you here. Terry Barnes, ATV Thunder, News Now enemy, Adelaide. Luna Nights, what's up? How's it going? Great to see you too. Always. Nancy Marcho, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Terry Barnes, Luna Nights, ATV, Nancy. What do we got? ATV Thunder was talking about that Ace Frehley tune, and I'm like, kiss. I'll find out by noon if I'm losing it. Oh man, Stan Hawkins, what's on the agenda today? Talking trash and I try to watch my, out there associates. What's up? Stan Hawkins for auditors, you know it. Grandma Wolf, what's up? Lars Mika, yes, welcome. Groovy. Terry Barnes, Lars, Luna. Who else is here today? Grandma Wolf, Terry Barnes. Anyone else I didn't say hello to yet? Stephanie St. German, what's up? Federal lawsuits for everyone this morning. Yay. Cliff Hickson, what's up? Stanley Haynes, Nancy. Wait, here. Stanley was asking about this. I said I'd address it. Okay, so so I don't forget. Grandma Wolf, Adelaide, Jimbo, what's up? Let's see. Hi, Kiss Jimbo Luna, Cindelution. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Chelsea Murray, what's up? Captain Happy, yes. So many wonderful Vinoy, what's up? Oh, so many wonderful people here today. Zerzer Zyquin, what's up? Jimbo, Graham, what's up, Graham? Good to see you, buddy. Always great to have you here. Man, I got the best crew. Look at you guys are so good. Look at this. We even got people coming from Australia with Peck. What's up? No, the Lions are not in the Super Bowl. Somebody is pulling your leg, Peck. The Lions couldn't make it to the toilet bowl. Let's see. Josiah Stalbert SJ, what's up? Kiss a Cat, hello, welcome, welcome, good to see ya. Man, I love this. Look at all you people that are here today. What a great Monday morning. Billy Yank, Wharf Bear, Captain Happy, the Enforcer, what's up? Dave Perillo Jr., shut up. Jimbo, Terry Barnes, Kiss a Cat. Uh, and I think that's pretty much it. All right. So, um, there's a lot of things I wanted to cover today, but first let's start with this because Stanley Haynes had a question. Um, if it's e-begging when frauditors do it, why is it okay when you guys do it or when people do it on our side? Whatever. Okay, so here's the thing. First of all, um, it goes back to the same thing when they love to complain about, well, you guys are monetized, so why is it bad that we're monetized, right? But I'll give you an example. Okay. If I was, because I come out here, I talk to you guys every morning, right? So let's say, like when the hurricane hit, right? It didn't really hit my house and I was fine, right? But I mean, if something happened, I'm going to mention it, and it's like, oh man, it's going to cost me 10 grand to rebuild that room back there. And if you guys want to, come together and help me out, that's cool, man. That's great. I love it. Beautiful, wonderful community. It's completely different when you have someone just, here's the perfect example. SGV News loves to brag to everyone he audits. Oh, I make more money than you. I make more money than you. I make $5,000 a month on YouTube. I make $5,000 a month on YouTube. Bragging about how he's making all this money. Then he gets arrested, and the next day he's on his stream crying about how he needs money for his legal funds. Please, guys, donate so that I could pay my lawyers. That's the difference. When you're an idiot, and the reason you need money is because you're out there doing stupid shit and you're begging people to pay for you. Like, who was this idiot? He just got arrested. Was it dang nabbit? I don't, because I know actually Broken System, Broken Trust actually got his money and he got it from Masshole. But it's like when these guys are going out there basically begging to be arrested and then begging to their fans to pay for them to get out of jail. It's like, well, you shouldn't have been out there doing this in the first place. There's a big difference between, like, for example, excuse me, an idiot like Chili begging his fans to give him money to file frivolous lawsuits on people, and the people he's filing those lawsuits against saying, I don't have enough money to fight this stupid lawsuit from Chili, right? It's not their fault that Chili's doing this to them and using his donators' money. Script Cat, what's up? Yes, 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 yes. Oh man, I always got the best people in the house. So anyway, there's a lot of that stuff going on. So anyway, a couple other things I wanted to get into while we have Script Cat and Commentator Auditor in the house. It's actually, I think, appropriate time to bring this up. I've been working on something for a while now. I've been kind of keeping it on the down low for many reasons. And anyway, I got something special for you guys that I've been working on. But it's something that I really need to Roisin, what's up? Internet God, what's up, man? Oh man. We're filling up fast. I got all the best people. I love my morning crew. So I was working on this thing here that I got going, and like I said, it's gonna be something special, and it's just gonna be for you guys, because like I say, it's I don't know. There's some see, I don't want to see, this is a big problem for me sometimes. Not often, but sometimes when dealing with the people that we deal with every day, the frauditors and the sovereign citizens and these guys, and especially now with people like Chile de Castro around, it it starts to become a little bit more difficult for me to just speak freely, because it's like, once I say something and it's out there and it's on the internet, who knows how one of these idiots might grab it and use it to do something, like actually do something, not just whine about being called names. Um, but commentator auditor, I was just um, working on something, and Scriptcat, actually, you too. You and him are both part of it. So since you're here, I want to ask you guys: do you have? I mean, obviously, Scriptcat, like your thing is hi everybody and everybody else, right? So like, um, do you, commentator auditor, have like a quote or a thing or something that, like, if I was trying to make something that was again, I'm trying to be coy about it because I want it to be something special, maybe with Christmas coming up, maybe like a gift for my subscribers or my members or something. But um so I don't want to give out too much information, but like I said, Scriptcat has hello everyone and everyone else, right? Do you have something that you would want me to use, like if I was coming up with like a quote or a word or a phrase that would show like what commentator auditor is, or what you represent for your channel or whatever, that you would like me to use? I guess that's the best way I could ask it. um anyway, while we're looking for an answer on that, I got a couple things. Oh boy, I got a couple things. So apparently I missed some stuff, a lot of stuff, and I'll admit it, it's because of this thing I'm talking about that I've been working on. I haven't been spending a lot of time on the internet. I've been using the computer, but I haven't been on YouTube much. But last night, I did go on YouTube to see what was up, what I was missing. And I saw that our old buddy there, Rogue Nation, was live. So he always comes into my stuff. So I figured, I'll go into his and see what's up. This mug. All right, so I go in there, and I'm on his panel, and he's got like everybody and their sister on there. He had people on there. He had Joe Cool, and right off the bat, I've been on a lot of panels with Joe Cool, and me and him are cool. And even when I was up there, we were cool. It was all good. It was after he dropped that it really started turning into a shit show. But whoever else he had up there, whatever was going on, there were a couple of issues that I wanted to address. And of course, I didn't get to address everything I wanted to talk about, because when you say something to these guys, they'll automatically get defensive because they're narcissists and argue with you for an hour and a half, and then you never get a chance to make your next point because they just talk over you. All right. All right, commentator. Hold on. I can't fix stupid, but I could definitely point and laugh at it. You know what? I'm going to put that on there right now. Hold on. So I don't forget. Fix stupid. But I can definitely point and laugh at it. Save. All right. I ain't going to forget that now. Cool. All right. So got that. Save. Oh, when you guys see this, you're going to flip. Oh, I was excited. Sarah Burton, what's up? Huge fan. Love you. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you very much. 47th birthday. Wow. Hey, congratulations. I'm going to be 50 in a couple of months. Well, January. Did you like the space sub approach to the subset sketch and TG? I showed that, remember? The Grandma Bob. Oh, you did another one yesterday. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the one I showed last week. I'm gonna have to check that one out. Like I said, I didn't really do anything on YouTube yesterday except for when I went up on Rogue's panel. But anyway, let me finish telling that story because I think this is kind of hilarious. Um, I don't like green eggs and ham. I don't like them, David Perillo Jr. I am. So these guys, the first thing I said when I was on the panel, and of course, you can't even like joke about anything or say something like ironic to make a point, right? Because then you're pointing out their own hypocrisy, and then they turned into these wolves trying to attack me. And what I said was, well, because they were talking about putting in FOIA requests, and all their FOIA requests are always denied, and they don't understand why the government's trying to deny all their FOIA requests and blah, 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 blah. So I thought it would be ironic to say, well, wait a minute. When a cop asks you for your ID, you say, well, you can request my ID all you want. That doesn't mean I have to give it to you. So then I said, well, you can request a FOIA all you want, but that doesn't mean they have to give it to you. And boy, oh boy, you would think that I set off a bomb in the room. They immediately, everyone on his panel just jumped on me like, no, it's not a request. If you put in a FOIA, they have to give it to you by law. They have to, no matter what. They have no choice. Simone's in the house. What's up? So, whatever. So that was that. So that just turned into a bunch of crap. So I said, whatever, and I let it go. And I moved on to the next point I wanted to make, which was that they were, Rogue Nation and his panel were going on and on and on about how in retaliation for their frauditing, there's a local district. No, what's the word I'm looking for? Or well, whatever. There's a local. They're trying to make an ordinance to make it more difficult to film in public places to stop the frauditors. And I tried to make the point that don't you guys realize that nobody is trying to make laws limiting our rights except for that you idiots are out there doing this? Otherwise, those sort of laws wouldn't even be on the table. You guys are causing this. And then they said, oh, so if nobody's out there breaking their rights, then there's no reason to break or to make a law or whatever, taking away our rights and this. And it's like, if you guys literally were doing what you say you do, but we watch your videos and see that it's a lie. If you guys were literally just going in there and filming, nobody would care and they wouldn't be trying to pass ordinances against it. It's because of your confrontational idiocy and stupidity and your attitudes that cause them to even notice you're there at all. Please don't film me, sir. Oh, okay. Done. Nobody's freaking out about these guys and putting laws on the table to stop them from coming in because they have no power to stop them. That's what you tell us or you tell your fans is happening. But watch the videos. Forget the stupid false narrative building through their narration and actually watch the video. They're treating these public servants like public slaves that have to bow down to their demands and lick their boots. And if they don't do that, it's a fail. And one of them, I think it was People, but one of them had the audacity to say, and I never did get it because you'll wait till I'm going to tell you what's going on. So I never really got to make the point I wanted to make. Um, but what led up to it was one of the people on the panel said, well, if I'm working at my job and I'm not doing my job, I'm going to get fired. But when these guys aren't doing their job, they get to keep it. Why is that? So, well, first of all, how do you know they're not doing their job? Because they're not doing what you told them to do. So their job is to do whatever you tell them to do because you decided that's their job. Well, no, because my taxes pay their salary. What's up, Unclean? Great to have you here. So at that point, everybody started arguing and fighting. And I gotta admit, I got a little triggered, but at the same time, Rogue Nation is in here every day talking about how, Hezokuai spazzing out again. Nima 19079 was so he's always in here talking about how I'm all that I'm there. What was I saying? I'm sorry, I was looking at the chat and I got distracted for a minute. So I'm talking about this guy saying, like, well, if I have a job and I don't do my job, I get fired, right? So then I started saying, like, well, it's not your job to decide what their job is. And then they start hitting with the, well, I pay taxes, so I pay their salary, so I'm their boss, and they got to do what I tell them, right? And all the nonsense that they always spout. And yes, I did get a little triggered, but at the same time, like I say, Rogue Nation is in my chat almost every morning. And he's always talking about how Hezokuai is always spazzing out again, right? So I thought that's what he loved about me. That's what he's here for. He likes the way I spaz. So in the back of my head, I'm thinking maybe that's why he brought me up on his panel in the first place. He wanted to see if I'd spaz out. So I started spazzing out on him, and he immediately booted me out of his stream. Gone. So, well, there's your free speech, I guess. Anyway, what I wanted to say, I never got the chance to because I got booted by Rogue, was that the way the frauditor argument works, if you actually break it down intellectually, which none of them can ever do, they're also narcissistic and their brains are so broken that they cannot realize that what they're saying, their entire argument is exact. Oh, yeah. For all my mods, after that, it's open season on Rogue Nation if he shows up. Just FYI. So if you say to me that and break down their argument and look at it, what you'll see is that, well, when I'm at work, I got to do my job or I get fired, right? So how come they don't? Well, let's look at it, but the way it actually happens when you do an audit, okay? Let's say I work at McDonald's and somebody comes in and says, yes, I'd like a shrimp basket, please. And I tell them, well, we don't serve shrimp baskets here. Now, if they thought the way a frauditor thinks, what they would say is, well, wait a minute. Me buying food from you is what gives money to the corporation who pays your salary. Therefore, I pay your salary. Therefore, I'm your boss, and I'm telling you to give me a shrimp basket. And if you don't, you should be fired. And if I say, but McDonald's doesn't serve shrimp baskets, then in a frauditor's mind, they'll say, this is a restaurant. Restaurants serve food. Therefore, it's your job because I'm your boss, and I'm telling you, serve me a shrimp basket. And if not, I want to talk to your manager and get you fired. And I'm going to fill out a complaint form against you, and I'm going to get one from your manager. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And while I was on the panel, I must have said this 3 times, and not once did I get even a halfway decent answer. The only one who even acknowledged that I said it was Joe Cool, who said, yeah, that's a good point, is everything that they say. And it's always the same every time. It doesn't change, right? It's always the same argument. And it's always, what's up, Leland Squirrels? Oh man, these guys drive me nuts, dude. So they're saying this thing about working and getting fired and putting in complaint forms and FOIA requests and this and that. And all of them, everyone that was on his panel yesterday was thinking the way he thinks, because their arguments, and like I said, I brought this up a couple times, which was they would say, Hezokuai, did you know that this cop did this terrible thing over here, and this mayor did this terrible thing over there, and this person did this bad thing over here? And then I said, okay, this bad person did this bad thing here, and this bad person did this bad thing there. Cool. I get it. So, what exactly does that have to do with you walking into a building, walking up to the lady behind the counter, and she says, please don't film me? And then you start going off about she's violating your rights by saying that to you, and you want to FOIA request her salary, and you want to file a complaint against her, and all. What does that have to do with all of these things you're talking about? And you know what their answer was? They started telling me more stories about more bad people doing bad things. And it's like, okay, but what does that have to do with you bothering the secretary in the building? What does that have to do with you going into a freaking post office and filming until they ask you to leave and not leaving? What does that have to do with you going into City Hall and giving the secretary a hard time? What does any of these things you're talking about have to do with what you do when you audit? Well, we audit because of all these bad things. But yeah, it's an absolute false comparison. It's a false equivalency is what it is. It's literally and Rogue Nation is the master of false equivalencies. I mean, he doesn't even speak English. He speaks false equivalencies. Like everything he says is horrible things that people do, and it's like, okay, great, but why are you auditing? Well, because of this. It's like, but why aren't you auditing the people who are doing the bad things? Everything he brings up has nothing to do with anything that was a result of any of his audits. He never got a FOIA request, took it, read it, and said, ooh, wait a minute. When I look at their salary, it says 18,000, but when I FOIA'd their tax returns, it says 16,000. Ooh, there's not a match there. Ooh, there's something up. Oh, maybe, hey, what's up? Vilified Freedom's in the house too. Look at this, my morning crew. I love you guys. This is great. So anyway, I've never seen that video. Where's the video where you actually did some investigation and found discrepancies in these FOIAs and used them to actually expose somebody who actually was doing something wrong? It's like they always talk about retaliation, but what are FOIAs if not retaliation? Because you walk into a building, and I said this last week, you walk into a building, and supposedly the reason you went there is because you were on legitimate business to request a FOIA for the secretary that asked you not to film her. What's up, J.H. Ostruck? When you walked in the building. So how could you be trying to request her information before she even talked to you? And why are you requesting her information? Because you know she doesn't want you to know how much she makes, and you're doing it in retaliation. I mean, it's a complete retaliatory strike. And they complain about everybody retaliating against them, which is insane. Well, Rogue Nation specifically just loves going after women. That's his big target. He loves attacking the females. Um, but there's another thing I wanted to talk about that I didn't get a chance to say yesterday because, like I said, Rogue booted me out of his stream, so he could suck eggs. But I never got a chance to say this. So he was saying if they pass this ordinance saying that we can't film in this building, Gamer88, what's up? Then that's free money. That's a lawsuit. And then he starts telling everybody on the panel and everyone in the chat, you all got to get with us together and we all got to get this free money and file this lawsuit against the state and we'll all get paid and it'll be great. And what I wanted to say, but I didn't get a chance to because he's a bunghole, is that he's talking about this imaginary lawsuit and everyone's got to get in on it because there's this free money going around that the state's giving away because you could sue them if they pass this law. And what I wanted to say is, you guys always complain about the state wasting tax dollars, and that's a horrible, horrible thing. But if they're using those tax dollars to put in your pocket, because if you file a lawsuit and win, that's where the money's coming from, out of the state tax coffers. So you could steal my tax dollars? You want to take my tax money? You people who are watching, your tax money? Are you paying taxes to put it in Rogue Nation's pocket? That's what you're paying taxes for? You're paying for the goods and services that he's complaining about, that he's saying are a waste of tax dollars. So just give it all to him. He is something else, man. I'll tell you what. So anyway, what else did I want to talk about? Oh, okay, yes. This is another thing I wanted to talk about there yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to, so I'm going to talk about it here today. So what's up, Mike? Michelle Landis, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Now, their big fight, another thing that they kept talking about that I wanted to address that I never got a chance to, is the whole ID thing. Okay. They were saying when a cop asks me for an ID, or no, what they said was, if they asked you for an ID, would you show it to them? And I said, well, yeah, why wouldn't I? And they'd say, well, because you don't have to show it to them. And that's their big argument. They will never ID because they don't have to. Last time I checked, there's only one thing in the entire cosmos that any of us have to do, and that's die. You could say, well, I have to breathe. No, you could not breathe, and then you'll die. You have to die. That's the only thing. You wait a minute, hold on a second. Somebody's yapping. So anyway, the only thing you really have to do is die. Now, if you want to, I'm on. Anyway, holy crap. Sorry. I keep getting interrupted by the peanut gallery over here. So the point is, if you want to survive, then what you have to do is you have to get oxygen, you have to get water, you have to get some kind of nutrients in your body. So those are things you have to do if you want to survive. But the only thing you have to do is die, because if you stop doing those things, then you'll die. So, that being said, why do you audit? If you don't have to, why would you do it? If you don't have to give ID, why would you do it? Well, you don't have to audit, so why do you do it? Why do you do anything? Why do you get dressed? Why do you wash your clothes? You don't have to. Why do you brush your teeth? You don't have to. They could fall out and you'll still be alive. Like, see, that's the thing. Their big argument is, well, I am not going to show my ID to a cop because I don't have to. Well, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to pick your nose. You don't have to, you know, go like this. I mean, you don't have to do anything. So if the only reason you don't do it is because you don't have to, then don't do anything because you don't have to. Just lay in your bed and stare at the ceiling because you don't have to move. And maybe if you get thirsty, have a drink. If you want to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. But even then, you don't have to. You could just pee right there in your bed. You don't have to move. You could just lay there. Why do anything? If the only reason you ever do anything is because you have to, then you're never going to do anything. So the excuse that I don't have to show you my license because I'm not going to show you my license because I don't have to. Well, you don't have to do anything. That's not a reason. And if it is a reason, then you're an idiot. Anyway, let's see, what else do we got here that I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, they always like to build these false equivalencies, right, and make these comparisons like they're some wise observation that they found. And they love to say this. They love to say, why are you afraid of me? All I have is a camera. You're a cop. You have a gun. Right. But your camera is pointed at me. My gun is not pointed at you. It's a little bit different. All right, Stephanie, look, I wasn't trying to be mean to my mom, okay? She heard what I was saying and I didn't know what she was saying. She's telling me you have to pay taxes. I'm like, no, you don't. You could not pay them and go to jail. You don't have to pay them. You're not going to die if you don't pay them. You're just going to get locked up or maybe sued. But you don't have to. Chile has a lot of violent rhetoric. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. That guy is no good. Okay, so anyway, it looks like I missed something yesterday. It was way back in the chat. I saw somebody said something about, well, let's see. What was it? Somebody said something about someone calling someone a C word or something. Like, what are you guys talking about? Was that like a live stream or something that I missed that somebody did that turned into a poop show? Did Hez get told off? No. Me and my mom are cool. We love each other. It's all good. But you know, it's like sometimes it's like, hey, I'm doing my show, man. Come on, I'm working here. let's see. It was Legicator's stream. Kept bringing up that they want no laws for them, but everyone else has to obey all the laws. Well, yeah. See, it was last night on B2's stream. Should we check that out, or I don't want to, because I don't know what happened. I don't want to get weird. I'm trying to bite my tongue because I know Vilified's in the house. um, but yeah. Anyway, we're all good. It's all good. I love you, Mom.
You're a shit bitch.
Oh, that's good stuff, man. Anyway, it's all good. I know. They invited Afro Man onto the panel, and then he just started swearing at people and being a jerk. I'm sure. Yeah. They're always trouble. These guys are such a kick told off Afro Man. Oh, I love it when he tells people. Oh, see, now you're making me want to pull it up, man. You guys want to look at it again, because it sounds like all you guys have already seen it. But I don't really have any specific videos on deck for today. Let's see. Biku. That. What's up with that? Oh, you know what? I actually I actually did watch this a little bit. I caught a teeny tiny little piece of it. So when did the fireworks start? Me and the squirrels are going to be busy today. Afro Man is a moron. Hey, NCR News Network, what's up? Hey, you know what? I got a question for you. I pretty much asked the same question from Commentator Auditor earlier. I'm getting all the people coming in here that I needed to talk to anyway. This is great. NCR, I'm working on something. It's top secret. It's on the down low. I've been working really hard on it for a while now, though. It's something special for you guys that I want to do to share with my fans. And but what I'm looking for, what I need is, I have most of them down already, but you're one of the ones I was thinking about. Any kind of like quotes, like for example, you know, we got Vilified Freedom always calls people a jackwagon, right? Schrodinger always used to say you have to lie to fraud it, right? Script Cat always says hello everyone and everyone else. Do you have something like a particular thing that you would like for me to use? Like if I was going to do something that had a quote from you on it, or something that like you would say that would represent you or your channel or something, just like a little blurb like that or anything like that, similar to what I'm talking about. My son came out at one point and said I was screeching at my with this thing. Yeah, when does it really get good? Because I'm trying to find but there's like 87 people on his panel. What the heck? Oh my goodness. That must have been crazy. Hank's there. Blue Bear's there. Yeah, like I said, I actually do remember. Yeah, Kick is there. I had at some point, like, because I'm looking at this and it looks familiar. I must have caught just like the very end of it, like the last minute or something. I call shenanigans. All right. Hez needs a motto. My motto is, I don't know. I call shenanigans. All right, I'm going to use that. Dag nabbit. Um, let's see. Ah! What the hell did I just do? Am I still on? Okay. Wow. Well, somebody said that kick went off on him. It was yesterday. I don't know. Oh, I went to hit Alt, but I accidentally hit the Windows button. That's what happened. That's what happened. There's no need to fear. Hezokuai is here. Um, let's see. 30 minutes after, about 30 minutes into it. Um, all right. There's no need to fear. Hezokuai is here. Yeah, that's my thing, right? Um, I call shenanigans. NCR. I call shenanigans. All right. That's what I'm going to use, brother. You got it. All right. So let's see, about 30 minutes. Let me get to the 30-minute mark. Um, uh, oh, nice. Let's see. All right, I'm just going to kind of let it play in the background until we figure out where it is. Hey, what's up, Lionel? Or Lionel? Sorry. Uh, am I in the basement? Oh, see, I knew it. I knew it. The second that my mom started talking, I knew somebody was going to be like, "Oh, you live in your mom's basement? Oh, you're one of those guys." Bleh. No, I'm not in the basement. And you could shove it up your rectum sideways with a totem pole. Because you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Brian Showman, hi, what's up? Um, let's see. Um, all right, Afro Man, I found it where he comes in. Um, that's all right. You didn't miss too much. We were just complaining about what a dork face Rogue Nation is. Um, but before I go to showing this from last night, because I didn't see it, so hopefully it'll be fun. Um, but I will say this, just because, I mean, ultimately, it's none of your business, David. But because, like I said, the second my mom started talking to me, I knew it was going to be like, oh, he's one of those bums that can't get a job and lives with his mom. What a piece of crap, right? So here's the deal for anyone who doesn't know. Kick knows me. Kick knows what's up. He could vouch for this. Um, a while ago, when my wife and I were first splitting up, around that same time, my mom was in a really bad car accident and she needed someone to come down here and help take care of her. So that's what made me come down here to help her out. It's not because I'm a bum. It's not because I have to just, live with my mom for the rest of my life. She needed help. And I was in a position where I was able to make the trip down here to help her. So that's called being a good person and doing the right thing. Okay. So, like I said, eat it. All right. Um, nope, you're not. You can't see me? What? Who says you can't see me? Uh, I don't live with my stepdad. My stepdad lives with me. Yeah, that's right. I don't live with my mom. My mom lives with me. My dog lives with me. I know that. All right, so let's check this out from yesterday and see what I missed. It sounds like it's a pretty good. Gets pretty crazy, crazy for pooping all over me. Um, let's see. Here we go. This is Afro Man just showed up. If I need to like fast forward or rewind or whatever, let me know.
Afro Man, my invitation to join. My invitation, if you want to join us, still stands. If I don't know if you're on Discord, but
oh, he's not in there yet.
If you want to, if you want to join us, I mean, let.
No.
Hey, Jake.
I'm the only one that will blush. Don't worry.
Now, Rose, you've already demonstrated an uncanny ability to make me blush. So,
come on, where we at?
Sorry.
Well, he really doesn't like women, so Witch and Rosie, if he does come
Ooh,
out, just
then yeah, definitely bring him up then.
And
okie dokie. All right.
Out and standing in public
and
filming the cops while they're doing their job, which I'm well within my rights to do.
But you did, and you got arrested for it, right?
No, I'm not even talking about that. Yes, that has.
Well, I am. You said you didn't.
Hold on,
do it,
gang.
and I said
Hold
you
on,
did.
gang.
No, I'm talking about. You want to know where my anger is coming from? You got to go all the way back to the beginning. This is what I got to do in court. This is what I got to do to judges and everything. You have to stay. Go in order.
Hold up, Afro Man. So, folks, this is Afro Man's story. Let's let him tell it in his way and in his order, and then we'll discuss it. And then we'll discuss it once he's done. So, Afro Man, the floor is yours. Please continue.
I would just like to know, for whoever said that, point out what video that I got arrested for auditing before February 14th of 2022, and then come and talk to me about that.
No, I'm not sure of the dates. I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't like to jump to conclusions or anything like that. That's why I don't like this whole back and forth type stuff, because I cannot stand seeing stuff where people just see videos and they're just so one-sided. That shit is just so irritating to me. That's why I don't even bother with the stupid trolls or nobody like that. They're just a waste of time to me, because you can't even reason with people like that. You can't argue with them. They're going to be one-sided no matter what. So what's the point of arguing with them? I found out there's no point to even argue tonight, except in court, because the only time an argument matters is in court, because there's an actual winner and a loser in court. Me and you arguing, any of us arguing, we're all going to leave with their own same damn opinions. There is no real winner or loser right now. But in court, at least there's a winner and a loser when you leave that room.
And that's why we brought you on tonight, Afro Man. There's two sides to every story. And like I said before, I don't feel like your side is adequately represented objectively by some of the coverage out there. I feel how I feel about auditing, but that's not part of this discussion. So I promise you, we're not here to jump on you. And
I haven't had a real opportunity to just go out and audit. All my videos are me going to the courthouse to get public records for all my pending court cases. This is me going to the courthouse, just doing business with the people that they're forcing me to do business with. I'm not arresting myself. I'm not asking to go to the courthouse. I'm not asking for any of this, but they've put me in this position. And with all the lies and manipulation that goes on, you're damn right I'm going to record every interaction with them. And when I'm denied service and everything, I can very well use my words and cuss them out and call them whatever the hell I want, and they just have to grow a pair and deal with it. They have to be the professionals and the bigger people. It's in their policies and procedures saying that they got to handle their own emotions. They can't take it out on the public and everything like that. But they don't know how to follow their own policies and procedures.
And yeah, when you call women fat cunts and fat bitches all the time, it's so what? They're not going to be professional. They don't have to be professional.
They have to be. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely, they do not.
They do. Go look.
And that's why you have a harassment.
No.
That's why you were just arrested for harassment.
Go look up their policy and procedures, and then come back.
Why were you arrested for harassment then? Why were you?
Do you know how many? Do you know how many times I've already been arrested for harassment?
Hey guys, K-Far has a question. K-Far has a question.
Shit out of them in court. What do you mean?
You just lost last week,
fellas.
Oh my God, that wasn't over harassment, buddy.
Guys.
Get your facts straight.
Time out. Time out.
Fellas, K-Far had something he wanted to ask.
Wow.
I hate trolls.
Hold on, guys.
First off, define troll. Because in my experience,
Fucking ignorant, arrogant
people
retards.
who call other people trolls
Okay.
really just mean people more educated
Interesting
than themselves.
description.
So
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Our policy.
He just said, maybe I missed something because I've refilled my coffee. He just said that it's okay for him to walk up to ladies and call them horrible, evil, rotten, no good names. And he hates trolls because they're arrogant. What do you call walking up to a woman and calling her a C word for no reason? Just because legally you can. That's not arrogant? The stupidity on display by all of these guys. Like, oh.
Are those like laws?
No, that's their policy that they follow.
So in the grand scheme of things, they don't fucking matter. And yes, I just threw a corn dog.
Oh, is that what that was?
I think it's funny that when people try to say policy doesn't, matter when police try to say it, but then an auditor comes, well, it's in your policy.
It's called a job policy. I don't work for the county attorney's office. I don't have to follow
what policy means when
do
you
you
work
have
there?
a job? Do you have a job? Do you have to go to work and follow certain? You have dress codes and all that. You cannot go to work naked, can you?
Okay,
They
so I
fire
worked at a
you.
police station. So
You can't go to the police department naked.
You know what the policy
can you?
was?
Exactly.
You know what the policy was?
That is a policy you got to follow. You work there. You cannot go to your jobs naked. There is stuff you have to follow when you're on the job.
This is what's going to happen. You're doing this thing where you can't just go from 0 to 1. You have to make it go from 0 to 10 to fit your narrative.
Because I can, because of everything I've dealt with.
Everything I've dealt with. Okay, don't care. I literally was trying to ask you a question, and you just wanted to do this.
All right, and that's something that's something that we're not going to have. So this is not this is not an episode of Jerry Springer. And
No
this
shit.
This is
I
not
can't stand
Wolverine
drama.
This is not Wolverine transparency on Ironton Auditor Stream. I expect everybody to let everybody else have their say. And Afroman, please, that includes you. Everybody, let's.
I just don't like the false accusations.
I understand. I trust me. I do understand. But let's dial it down. You're not. I know it can feel that way, Afroman, but you're not under attack here. I promise you're not.
I am. Trust me. Look at your comments. You can't say that.
Okay, but you're not under attack here on the panel. Don't worry about the comments, because you said that right now trolls, you don't care about what trolls say or what they think. So don't worry about what they say in the comments.
Then you got to be able to let me say what I want to say without.
We have been, because you keep talking over everybody.
I have a question.
And Rosie has a question. She's been
asking.
No problem.
Rose has a question. So let's let Rose ask her question.
No problem.
And Afroman, you answer it, and then we'll move forward. So Rose, go ahead.
Okay, you said that you're filming your interactions at the courthouse, but what led to those interactions at the courthouse? You said isn't an audit, it's just something that you're having to do because something led you to go there. So what happened that led you to have to go to the courthouse?
I didn't arrest myself, did I?
Well,
that was
that's
not
my
the question.
My question is
that's what led me to go to the courthouse, right?
No, what happened? What she means is, what were the events that had you go to the courthouse? Did you just wake up in the mornings like, I'm going to go to the courthouse? Like, or did you have to go there for a reason?
What do you mean? See, nobody watches any of my videos.
No, that's what we were trying to say. That's why we're asking the questions.
Let me answer. Let me answer.
Okay, everybody, let him answer. Go ahead.
I represent myself pro se in everything because I can't trust attorneys. I file motions. I get my own discovery. I do everything myself for all of these court cases. Every single thing I've done myself. Everything I've learned in the last 2 years is because the state of Iowa has been maliciously prosecuting me for the last year and a half.
Isn't it funny? What's up, Combat Wombat? How all of these guys are talking about, like he just said, everything I've learned in the last year and a half. It's like, well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Because I keep getting arrested. If you're learning Why do you keep getting arrested? What are you learning? Like, you're obviously not learning your lesson because it keeps happening. You're not learning anything except for how to be a bigger douche.
And yeah, somebody wants to bring up the other day, I lost my first charge. Congrats on whoever wanted to say that. I think I'm doing pretty good though myself, 7-1. Plus that charge, the chief of police committed perjury in court to maliciously prosecute me. So congrats on that win for you guys though, because.
Well, what cases are you pro saying on? Like
everything.
What? You need to be a bit more specific.
Before we go on, I just want to acknowledge to keeping it criminal. It's a shame you don't have a dress code because personally, I think you'd look great in a dress.
We're sending you a towel.
Yeah.
Or a kilt.
I'm sorry. So, I think Lizardbreath here sums it up what they were asking. So what before you went to court, what events precipitated you having to go to court?
Right.
The state came in, all right, November 8th of 2020. First time I was ever arrested. I was just standing outside at a gas station watching a cop conduct a traffic stop. He yelled at me, telling me to leave the area or I'll be arrested for interference. Well, I laughed at him, not really believing him because I wasn't doing nothing wrong. Well, I was arrested by 6 cops for interference, and they slapped on some secondary charges. Well, I represented myself pro se in that case, in a pro se trial by jury. I was found acquitted of all charges. Well, acquitted of the interference with official acts. Then I had a bench trial with the judge for like the no insurance and driving while license is suspended. I got them dismissed in court.
All right. So notice how when these guys tell their stories, their narratives, if you actually listen, this is the hard part. It's hard to listen to them speak because they have this whole verbiage that they use where like the definitions of words are different in their heads, right? And that's one of the reasons why when I go on their panels and I talk to them, they always end up getting so mad at me because I don't let them play word games with me. Because I've heard their stories so many times that I know all of their BS better than they know it. What's up, Christopher O'Connor? I don't know if I said hello to you. When you are telling this story about I was just standing there minding my own business, they asked me to leave and I laughed at them because I didn't think they were actually going to do anything. It's like, well, okay. So, first of all, coming from a frauditor, it's impossible for me to believe that that is literally what happened, right? It makes me think that they asked you to go stand somewhere else and you refused to do so. And I've seen several videos where, and maybe this isn't the case in this, I don't know, but this is the thing, neither does he. See, that's one of the biggest problems with these guys is they don't know, right? They see a cop on a traffic stop. How do they know that the person that they're stopping isn't wanted? They're not an actual dangerous criminal. They just automatically assume that everyone who gets stopped is stopped because, and this is where the whole thing with their changes of definitions of words and their own verbiage comes in. They believe that anyone who ever gets pulled over, period, is pulled over as an act of tyranny and an attempt at extortion. It never has anything to do with whether the person getting pulled over or not is actually a criminal, right? So he doesn't know why this person was pulled over. He doesn't know if they're armed. He doesn't know if the cop's telling him to step back because the dude has a gun and he might get shot. I've seen plenty of videos where frauditors try to walk into active shooting situations and think you don't have the right to tell me that I can't walk up there. It's like, okay, fine, get shot, and then your family will sue the state for millions of dollars because we let you get shot, and then you're going to complain about the cops not doing their job because of that, right? So you can't win with these idiots no matter what you do. But the thing that I found fascinating about this story so far is the story he's telling. He's standing there minding his own business, and a cop says, "You have to leave." Maybe the cop said that. Maybe the cop asked him to stand back. We don't know what actually happened. And then he refuses to do so and gets arrested for interference. And then he's in court and he's arguing about not having a license plate and not having a driver's. I thought you were on foot. Now you're talking about a completely different case. Like, how did it all of a sudden turn into a traffic case? Like, they build these stories and their fans just believe everything they say because they said it. And that, yeah, vilified that I saw that video. That was, oh. Anyway, let's see what else this idiot has to say.
And then for a while, then I lived in that shitty apartment building where I found out it's caked in black mold, asbestos, fire damage. I mean, any issue you can think of is in that apartment building.
And just to make sure that we're tracking, just to make sure that I'm tracking on what you're saying, the apartment building you're talking about is the one where, in your video, they came and arrested you. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Blue
Can
Bear
I ask
has
one question about that? That apartment building, Afro Man.
Hold on,
really fast.
hold on before we do that.
Fair.
J Carr for $10. Thank you for that. She says that she worked in and with government agencies. They always strove professionalism. She says they were never, in all caps, required to take abuse. They legally turned away many, just like him, which I assume was referring to Afro Man. So that I want to let you respond to that, Afro Man, but Blue Bear said that he has a couple of questions. So Blue Bear, ask what you have, then let Afro Man respond. Then Dummy Kruger will get to yours. So take it away.
Actually, I was going to let Dummy Kruger go ahead and ask his question real quick.
Okay, Dummy Kruger, go ahead.
Mine is not adversarial at all. Did you ever? Because I saw the pictures of the place that you were living in.
Christina Probst, what's up? Good to see you.
And I agree, they were terrible. And I know you were working on getting a building an inspector, and that's a lot of what started unraveling for you. And I point that out in my video, one of my videos as well. So I'm trying to be fair. Did you ever talk to other tenants in the building to try to put anything together? And why didn't nothing ever come of that, for suing them or getting them out of the lease or anything like that?
All right, I'm sorry, but real quick, I just want to say, because I know everyone wants me to get to the part where Kick comes in and tears them up, but I didn't watch this. I didn't see this yesterday, so I kind of want to let it play through so that I can get the context, right? Kick's going to come on, and I know Kick, so I know what he's going to do. He's going to tear into the kid, but I want to know the context. What is he saying that makes Kick go so hard on him? Because Kick's going to go hard because that's what he does. So let's see.
It's the building was made in 1849. It's a really, really old building. It's been in the family name for over 80 years. The family, they're all building inspectors themselves. The building has not had a legal inspection done on it by the city for over 50 years. And I didn't realize the extent of how bad it was till after I lived there for 6 months or so at least. And then I started to call the city about the issues. And, I started with the management, but they didn't do anything about it. So then I went to the city about it. And the city flat out told me they don't inspect for them issues. And I couldn't believe it. And I was like, okay. So I just kept pushing a little bit. And then I ended up calling everywhere I could. I called Washington. I called the FBI. I called U.S. Marshals. I've called building inspectors all over the state of Iowa. Nobody will step toes on Marion because they all say it's a jurisdiction issue. So if anything's going to happen, it's going to have to come out of Marion. Nobody will even remotely go close to that building. They want nothing to do with it.
So we have a question from the side chat that I think might be worth discussing. Keeping It Criminal wants to know why you can't trust attorneys.
One of the only cases I've ever lost, I had an attorney, and that's because he was speaking for me. And attorneys are only there for the money; they don't care what actually happens to my well-being. So,
did you pay for it, or was it a public defender?
It was a public defender.
That's probably why. I mean,
yeah, that's probably why.
I know, but I was only 17, and he didn't do anything that he could have to help me out. And that's when I was railroaded through the system for the first time as a minor, and then that's what taught me that that's never going to happen to me again.
And in fairness, though, knowing what I know about, I'm sorry, guys. It is unfortunate, Goosebump. You're exactly right. I will say, knowing what I know about the public defender system, they are very overworked. So I don't think it's, just my personal opinion is, I don't think it's as much that they didn't care, as much that they weren't able to invest the time to properly handle your case. It is unfortunate, but on an intellectual level,
wouldn't be like that if there wasn't so many illegal charges and malicious charges that these cops are out there arresting people, whether it's right or wrong, and just letting the courts deal with it. We wouldn't be overbooked and overworked.
Okay, so that begs to question, what was it? He's not going to talk about that. And because I've noticed this, like, he just started talking about how, well, if there weren't all these illegal stops and stuff, then the courts wouldn't be so full, right? So I've noticed with all of these guys, not just the frauditors, but the sovereign citizens, Daryl Brooks, all of them have this thing where they'll like write a motion that doesn't make any sense, that's legally completely unfounded, and then they say you need to turn this in, and the lawyer will say, oh no, I'm not turning that in because that's nonsense. That's sovereign citizen gobbledygook. I'm not going to hand that to a judge. That would be embarrassing. So because the lawyer doesn't do what he asked him to do, the lawyer's not doing his job and doesn't care. We don't know what happened in this case, and maybe it was a bad lawyer. But now that he starts going into, well, if it wasn't these unfair laws and this BS that the cops are doing, they wouldn't be there in the first place. It makes me think, maybe there's a little bit more to the story that he's not telling us. Maybe the lawyer was fighting for him, but maybe, just maybe. Now, think about this, okay? What if whatever it was, what if he was guilty? So what you're saying then is that because you were found guilty for doing something that you did, lawyers are garbage and they don't care? Maybe the lawyer did everything he could, but the evidence against you was so overwhelming because you did commit the crime that's why you lost. You ever think about that? No, they don't think about that because they don't think it is a crime. Whatever it is, that's what he's saying right now. These guys are so transparently full of crap.
Even
I'm
though
arguing that's overgeneralization right there. So.
Not at all.
I mean, I'm looking at it just that up. I'm looking at it just from the standpoint of knowing like public services and government services like DMVs. There's how many drivers out there say, but there's only so many DMV employees to go around. So I'm imagining probably not inaccurately that the public defender system probably works the same way. That's my personal opinion, just based on experience. I could very easily be wrong. But before we go on, Blue Bear, did you have some questions that you wanted to ask?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, go for it.
So, Afro Man, I have no idea who you are. I've never seen any of your videos. I only know about you what you said in this panel tonight. But I do have a question.
No problem.
What is your, because I heard you make a statement about police officers and that they're illegally charging people.
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay. What receipts do you have to back that information up?
Man, you don't need a receipt to know common sense.
Again, I say overgeneralization there.
Okay.
With that statement right there, you're saying that cops can never do no wrong, and every single arrest a cop ever makes is always legal.
The only thing I'm arguing,
Josh, it is my time. Stand by. Okay, you're interrupting my conversation.
I apologize. Go ahead.
Thank you.
That'd just be a scary thought process if everybody thought that. That's why even in court, I flat out told the jury, I don't care if a cop tells you it's a lawful order. If a cop tells you to sit on the ground, that is not a lawful order to sit on the ground just because the cop told you to. No way. I'm not your dog. I'm not your pet. I don't need to do what you told me to do. I am sick and tired of everybody. These people want to say I'm privileged or something just because I use words. I'm protected by the First Amendment to use words. That's.
I don't have to do what a cop tells me to do. What's up, Luvan? I don't have to do what a cop tells me to do because I'm not his dog. But public servants and lawyers have to do what you tell them to do because they're your dog. Hypocrisy. These guys are hypocrites. What's up, Scott Mo? How are you today?
All I have are words to use. I don't have qualified immunity. I can't go around and grab these cops and throw them in cages like they do to citizens for not doing nothing wrong. All I have is my words, and they want to sit here and cry and throw a fit about it
because you don't have a brain.
I'm protected by the First Amendment.
Use your brain.
Okay, Afro Man, based upon that statement you just made, are you aware that those First Amendment rights have time, place, and manner restrictions?
There's a lot, definitely.
Okay. Now, without receipts and without any statistics to back up your statement that all officers trump up charges on people. Now,
I'm not saying all officers.
Hang on. Let me finish. Let me finish my statement real quick.
Hang
on, Brandon. Before you say that, I have a plan here.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Based on not having statistics for that accusation, and I agree with you, there are bad cops out there.
What about all the arrests?
Hello, Damian Paxson.
Dismissed and acquitted myself because I haven't done nothing wrong, and the moral false illegal charges, and that's why I've got talking to an attorney from the Institute for Justice, and we're working on the lawsuit for everything that I'm going through.
Okay, I have no idea what your criminal history is. I said, I don't know what you've been arrested for. I don't know you. I don't know anything about you.
Right.
Okay?
I just want to say that real quick because a lot of people misconstrued this. The only thing that's on my criminal history will be this last trespass.
Well, let me rephrase that. I don't know what you've been arrested for and gone to court over. How about that?
I don't like that though, because I don't like when people jump to the conclusion. If you go and you look at my background, you're going to see a bunch of things there. But you want to talk about generalization, how about you click on each one and see which one I was found not guilty or acquitted for instead of looking about everything I was arrested for. You have to dig more into it and find out which ones I was actually prosecuted for and which ones I was not.
Okay. Well, I'm not trying to generalize here. I have no idea what you've dealt with, okay? I have no idea.
Bunch.
Okay. So, in all fairness, you're not saying that all cops are bad.
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Because believe it or not, I'm a police officer. I'm an active police officer.
Where
I'm actually a sergeant. I don't release where I'm at. I'm not anywhere near you.
No. I don't know why I asked. I was just curious.
But I am a police sergeant. Okay. And when you make those statements of, I can say whatever I want to somebody because it's their policy that they have to be polite to me, I'm going to have to disagree with you there because, and this is why, those young ladies in that office they may have a policy to be nice, but they do not have to be verbally abused and they do not have to take it. They can.
I get it.
They can't. Hang on. They can refuse you service. That is their. That yes, they can. That is their right.
I know. Hold on a second. But before this gets confused, because this is what people don't understand. What you're saying right now, we have to get the facts straight. Because, like you said, you haven't seen any of my videos, right?
Right, I haven't.
Okay, so with these incidents you're talking about, you actually know nothing about. You're just going off hearsay and word of mouth and other people.
I'm not speaking of your incidents. I'm speaking in general with anybody.
But this comes down to specific incidents because I get where you're coming from, but from mine, it wouldn't make no sense what you're saying. Because when I go into these places, when you see me, when my mouth goes off, I am denied service before I ever say anything rude, before I'm even mean. And then you can go and even watch my other videos with my other interactions with all the other clerks, and it's peaceful and cordial and nice because they do their jobs just fine and properly and cordially.
All right. I want to address that real quick, too. What's up, Tomorrow Marie? What's up? So 71 people in here right now. Okay, great. I love that. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think that's the biggest crowd I've had yet. Love you guys so much. My morning crew is the best. Anyway, where's Miranda? I haven't seen her in forever. She used to come in here every morning, and now I haven't seen her in like 2 weeks. Anyway, this kid going on with all this nonsense, and it's the same nonsense they all say. And now what he's saying, like, this goes back to what I was saying earlier about it's hard to talk to them because their definitions of words are not the actual definitions of words, right? He's saying, when I go into a place, I don't start swearing and screaming and talking rude until I'm treated poorly. The problem is all of these guys, their definition of I'm being treated poorly is, please don't film me, sir. May I see your ID? Excuse me, sir, there's no filming in this room. That's being treated poorly. That's the problem. Their definition of being treated poorly is anyone saying anything to them at all, basically. And then they go back poop crazy, and it's that person's fault because they don't like being filmed, or because there's a an ordinance or a policy in that particular building that there's no filming. Oh, I'm being treated like crap because they said they don't like filming in this place. Nonsense. It's garbage. It's garbage. Everything these guys say is crap.
Okay. But when I go to certain windows and I'm denied service and they're sitting behind the glass laughing at me and dancing around and playing music to copyright strike my videos, yeah, I'm going to be pissed off and I'm going to call them fat cunts and whatever I want because I...
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. After everything I just said, let's prove me right in the next sentence. Well, of course I'm going to talk like that if they're standing behind their desk denying me service and dancing to music that they're playing to try and copyright strike my video. Wait a minute. How did it get to that point? Why are they denying you service, dancing, laughing, and playing music to copyright strike your video? It can't be because you walked in there and say, yes, may I please have a FOIA form? Thank you. Fill it out, hand it in, and go home. I guarantee you that's not what happened. Oh, man, Afro Man is... Oh. All right, let's see. What else this idiot's going to talk about?
I can.
Now I can't wait for Kick to come on and tear them apart.
Before I ever say anything to them. So that's what you have to understand. I don't say anything to them until they violate their policy by denying me service.
Well, I will go watch your videos. Okay. And I will be more than happy to have a conversation with you after that. I'll bring you on my channel. I don't care.
Yeah, and I love getting both parts of the story and everything like that.
Hold on, Blueberry, you just hit on one of my other ideas for tonight, which was, so Afroman, if you have a video that you want us to take a look at that you can maybe walk us through, you have access to the private chat. Share the link with us, and we'll watch it. You can walk us through it and tell your side of the story. I mean,
okay.
The video itself may do that, but
hang on, K4.
Yeah. So, but before we get to that, Witch had a question, and then we'll get to KFAR. So,
well,
Witch,
let me. Can I have one more thing here, Brandon?
I'm sorry.
I don't want to take up all the time, but I will look at your videos and I will reach out to you, or if you want to reach out to me, my email is on my about section. Feel free to email me and we'll get back together on this and have an in-depth conversation. But here's my thing. And I don't know if you know this or not, but you can be trespassed from a public building.
And I get that too.
Space. So
100%. Never denied it.
I look forward to us talking more after we watch, or after I have the opportunity to watch your videos. If you would reach out to me via my email that's on my about section. You can look me up at Bluebear1. Feel free to email me and we'll set up a time once I get time to look at everything, and you and I'll sit down and talk again.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right.
Do I have the floor now?
Go ahead.
Yes, Edward.
Thank you. Okay. So I am with most of the people here. I do not know you. I've never heard of you.
All right. I'm sorry. I just want to point something out real quick that Edward pointed out. See the difference between a frauditor stream and an anti-frauditor stream? They're having a conversation and not a name-calling session. Well, that's because Kick isn't arrived yet. But no, seriously, like, that's the thing. And like I was saying earlier, like yesterday, I was on Rogue Nation stream. Like, and then last week, I was on Paul and Slave stream. And before that, I go to their streams all the time. And what do I get? I say, oh, okay, so just for an example, what's up, Damien? For example, I was on Paul and Slave stream, and they said, have you ever wore a diaper on your face? And I said, no, why would I put a diaper on my face? Now, yeah, I'm not stupid. I know that they're talking about face masks, but again, I won't play their word games, right? I won't give them that. So I wouldn't put, because I've never worn a diaper on my face. It's a fact. I haven't. So when I said, no, I've never worn a diaper on my face, it went from 0 to 1,000. They went ballistic. Everybody on the panel started attacking me and calling me names and insulting me and all this nonsense. And it's like, that's what happens when you try to talk sense to these guys, because they're all narcissistic bungholes.
Or have watched any of your videos until tonight. So I've come in here with a complete non-biased opinion of whatever. I know auditors who know how to do audits. I've talked to real auditors who know how to do audits. And yes, there have been times where
I'll
disrespect has come in, and in general, we start shit when around and people say, because
like anyways, it's not an audit. I'm not auditing the public. I'm auditing. I
Rose has a
care
question.
less. You asked me to be up here.
Rose,
because I go by, if somebody respects me, I respect them. If somebody disrespects me, then I'm fully going to disrespect them.
I've got requests from Joshua Lee and Hank to ask questions, but Kfar, I think you had something a minute ago that you wanted to either say to bring Keeping It Criminal on. So
all right, here we go.
Kick, if you're out there, I did send you a link. We have an open slot now, so if you want to join us, please feel free. But while we wait for
Unicorn
him,
Mafia.
Let's see. Hank, I think you were first in line, so Hank, lay it on us.
All right. You've repeatedly say that you hate when people jump to conclusions, yet from your time on this panel, the only person I've been seeing jumping to conclusions has been you.
Because I've heard everything you guys were talking about before I even got on the panel and everything like that.
And
nobody likes me on this.
Would you shut the fuck up and let me finish my goddamn question, asshole?
How about you calm down, buddy, and get off the roids?
You might just consider your actions provoking people into going to these steps they take because of your actions.
Okay.
That's how people adult in life.
Okay. Did I break a law?
Apparently you have, because you've been arrested and convicted of at least one.
Ooh, at least one.
Oh my God. Can you be any more childish, dude?
I'm done
So
with
look
this.
at this. But none of y'all are biased, and you're supposed to not jump to conclusions.
How many times did we say we didn't know you? I don't know you. We didn't know you before you came on panel. I never seen your videos.
You want to talk shit.
Because now you came on here and you're talking shit. So yes, I'm going to respond in kind.
Because you're asking me about my story, I'm trying to explain it to you, and you don't like my story, so you're talking shit because you don't like my fucking story.
I don't have to like your fucking story. I don't have to like it.
Then don't say anything and let me finish.
Really? Because you've just been talking over everybody. So how about somebody actually talks over you for once?
Oh my God. The story. Move on. Fucking drama. Stop.
You're fucking dramatic.
All right,
Cody,
so
what's up?
We're getting a little bit heated again.
No shit.
Yeah, let's try to calm it back down. Joshua Lee, I think you had a question as well. Oh, hold on. Boo Boo Bunny for $29.99 for your nuts fun. Feel better, sir. Boo Boo Bunny.
That's what it is. You haven't had your nuts recently. That's why you're so sick.
I really haven't.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. That's what it is.
So it's okay for you to call me a bunch of shit, but I can't go to the county attorney's office and call these people fat bitches and all that. But you can sit here and call me shit.
Well, apparently it doesn't bother you.
Can I call the cops now and have you fucking arrested and all that?
Call them. Call them.
I'm not going to, you fucking moron. I'm saying.
Well, you asked the question. You asked the question.
God, I'm getting off here. I cannot deal with stupidity.
Oh, I can't deal with stupidity. You can't deal with women. That's what it is.
Dumb.
Oh, now I'm a dumb cunt.
Hold on, everybody.
Seriously?
Hi.
He's only here to be a troll and not let me explain the story.
Hold on, everybody.
Oh, you think I'm a troll? Wait till you hear Kick Talk.
All right, hold on, everybody. Let's
what's up, K-Far?
Oh no.
Hold on. Let's let Kick have his say. And Kick, by the way, thank you for joining us.
All right, here's what we've been waiting for.
I didn't want to interrupt the folks that were speaking, but I do want to welcome you and thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me on. Hi, Afro. I'm Kick. Nice to meet you. Do you mind if I call you Afro, or is there another name that you would prefer? Okay. So I've been listening along in the chat, and I was a little charged. It was getting a little heated earlier, and
I
as you can
apologize
tell,
for that, but I just don't like the shit that's said.
I understand. Now, as you can tell, I tend to trend on the opposite of what you believe.
And that's totally fine.
Okay. And I try to take as neutral of a stance as I can when I talk to other people. So hopefully we can have some form of good conversation, if you don't mind.
For sure.
All right, cool. So
the
first question that I have is this. Based on what you were saying, where you were, let's call it redressing the individuals at the county clerk's office, is it not their policy that you cannot film when you enter that building?
No.
Okay. And where do you have a form of documentation so that way I can confirm that?
Just go. You don't need a form of documentation to know that you can film in a public building.
Oh, well, hold on. That depends, because there will be judges who can make those decisions.
No, because judges can't make a policy trumping the Constitution.
Actually, they can, and it doesn't necessarily trump.
Actually, there's a case just recently that was won in federal court, because there was a man that went into a federal court, and it was an auditor too, and he even filmed his. I can't remember. It was Good Citizen News, I think, and he was even live streamed his trial, and this was going into a federal courthouse, and they even stated that
because he requested permission,
that he may be pushing the limits by recording in a federal courthouse, but it was not against the law to even record in a federal courthouse.
Okay, so let's stop there. I think who it is that you're referring to is Direct D. Direct D was actually in court.
No, it wasn't him.
It wasn't Direct D? Because he did something similar, and that courthouse allowed him to film, which many courthouses will have different policies which will allow to film. So if you follow, let's say, our Nevada judges, okay, in Nevada, you have to file a motion with the court that states your intention in order to film in the court. Okay.
In the courtroom or in the courthouse?
In the courtroom and the courthouse. And that you have to be a media agency that is filming with the intent of a neutral stance, not from an individual level where it can be commercialized. Okay. So if
it doesn't say any of that in the First Amendment, though. We've got the
it may not say it in the First Amendment, but the 10th Amendment allows the states to make their own laws, policies, statutes, and codes.
Not to trump another amendment.
It's not to trump another amendment.
It
and
is.
That's the problem. Where's the case law that states that it trumps another amendment, so that way all the states are wrong?
How many auditors have won in court for filming in public?
It's not about filming in public, though, Afro Man. You're jumping the gun on the conversation. Let's stick to what we're talking about.
I'm trying to figure out why these
stepping. Hold on.
I know. Hold on. I'm going to go way back to the beginning now. Why do these people who initiate the conflict? If we go in here and we're not doing nothing wrong with the camera, why are these people so afraid and call the cops and have these auditors arrested for just standing?
Why do you assume that it is fear and it is not policy based?
Because every single time they always say they're in fear. Because this is the statements the stupid individuals make.
Do you have an exact specific incident that I can refer to
right now?
Do you have an exact specific incident that I can refer to?
I cannot release that right now.
If you can't release that information, then I'm going to take it for what it is and state that I can neither confirm nor deny its existence.
So that's why I already said at the way beginning that I don't even like being on panels like this.
I can't. All I'm telling you is I can't confirm or deny because I need information that can show one way or another. This is about the facts that can be proven. Okay. And that's the way that a real attorney is going to look at something. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm looking at this as what can be proven. And what I can prove is that in the state of Nevada, you have to have a motion to film inside the courthouse or the courtroom. Okay. So based on that, and based on where you're visiting and based on your beliefs only, not necessarily the policies that are written for that location.
Policy doesn't trump the Constitution. That's what you don't understand.
You believe that it trumps the Constitution, but what you fail to have is anything that states that your belief is legitimate in the eyes of the law.
The First Amendment's not belief. It's called the First Amendment.
Okay. No. You're generalizing here. This is the problem.
Just because I believe in the
You're
First
going with a
Amendment
global viewpoint. Hold on. You're going with a global viewpoint on something that is actually granular. Okay. Your First Amendment rights
right in
here.
The sand.
Let me give you a quick. Let me give you a First Amendment. Let's read it together. Okay. Let's read it together.
Man.
So from the Constitution, from the White House, whitehouse.gov, the First Amendment provides that Congress make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting its free exercise. It protects freedom of speech, the press, assembly, and the right to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Okay. Now that we have, you would agree that that is the First Amendment, correct?
Correct.
Okay, great. So we have a foundation. That's good. Now, we're not talking about religion, so we're going to step past that portion. The portion that you're talking about is that it protects the freedom of speech, press, assembly, and the right to petition the government for a redress of grievance. Okay. The first thing, let's talk about speech. You're right. You can essentially say whatever you want. Okay. However, time, place, and manner, as Mark the sarcastic law student has on there, can come into effect, especially when it deals with assembly. There are multiple Supreme Courts, specifically one which had to deal with a large grouping of African Americans in the state of New York who were limited on where they could exhibit their First Amendment right in an area that was hard for them to access. And so it was found to be unconstitutional that they would only be allowed their freedom of assembly and speech in that location because it removed their ability to access. So time, place, and manner would not have been respected. Okay. Now, where you are located in a clerk's office, okay, is not a location with which you have a right to assembly. You have a right to attend if you are required to be there.
Office. That's not a county attorney's office. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about a clerk's office.
Yeah, no, I haven't been in any clerk's offices.
So you're talking about a county attorney's offices where you went and made those statements to those women.
Yeah, right.
Okay, great. So you're in. Okay,
I'm in the office. I'm literally standing in public.
All right, so you are there at the county attorney's office, which includes the building and the parking lot, okay, which includes the sidewalk within the bounds of said parking lot as what is listed on the property when you look at the actual, the survey for the land, okay? That is all part of that location. That is not an area that is allowed for freedom of assembly. And it's not just because they want to remove your First Amendment rights. Assembly does not have a purpose at that location for that attorney's office. You have a right to attend that location should you have business in that location.
For this to make sense, though, you have to understand that every time I went there for my court case and for business reasons.
You went because you had the purpose to attend
and assemble and just stand there for shits and giggles.
I understand. I'm just walking through the process of the First Amendment, so that way I can explain it and get it to this proper location. Okay. So now that you understand that this is not about assembly, you are not necessarily redressing grievances because you are there for a business purpose, which is actually being there for court purposes. Okay. So that's not a redress of grievance. It is a filing location for you to utilize with the city attorney. Your freedom of speech does not necessarily need to be protected there because although it is accessible by the public, it does not make it a public fora for your First Amendment free speech under the time, place, and manner restrictions of the First Amendment, which have been issued by the Supreme Court, because those fall under assembly, not under individual business.
So you would say that's entrapment then, because they denied service.
You are entrapping them.
Nope. Hold on. Like I've already told you, my mouth, I don't say anything rude to anybody until they give me a reason. No, stop. I don't say nothing rude to anybody. I'm a very
don't say nothing is a double negative.
Stop.
Yeah, stop saying that.
No, you stop. Speak English.
Nope, I'm done.
Speak English, you uneducated, smooth-brained koala.
This is why I can't deal with this.
No, it's because you don't want to understand the realism
You don't understand
of the
that
world.
I go there and these dumb
You broke their
I'm understanding you're an
policy,
idiot.
Afro Man.
How? By them denying service.
By you showing up with the camera, your First Amendment right is not protected.
Nothing in that fucking court. I don't live in Nevada. Look up the Iowa law.
It's not about Nevada. It's about where you went for the city's attorney's office. You're too busy focusing on everything in the grand scheme instead of the granularity of your lack of education and knowledge in this situation.
Dude, go sit on a thumb.
Oh my God.
I'm the one who's actually
because he totally got you. He totally got you.
What's funny is that I'm educated in criminal justice, and you're just a child pretending to be a man.
That I should go to law school to be a civil rights.
Well, if that's what you want to do, then fucking do it and quit pretending.
Shut the fuck up.
You're
then,
a great
dude.
pretender, Afro Man. What's wrong, my guy?
What
Why
happened
are you
to
so
me
mad
trying
about
to
getting
fuck-
caught, my guy?
Getting
Why
caught?
does it upset you that you can't call women cunts and not get away with it, my guy? Why do you have to be such a child to say nasty names to women because you can't get your way, my guy? Did mom and dad not punish you enough, my guy? Did they not spank you the way that you needed, my guy? I mean, Jesus Christ, if you were 17 when you got your first charges, that was just last year. You haven't grown up, my guy.
This is awesome.
No wonder you don't have a job. No wonder you don't have an education.
And the guy
Why
who
would
runs
you
the
put
panel
yourself in a
allows all this
position to
awesome
be
shit,
a
but I
criminal to
can't.
begin with?
Yeah.
You
This
do
is
nothing
great.
but
Bunch
make
of
poor
fucking ignorant
decisions.
fucking facts.
You
I'm glad you guys
rage
told me
quit,
to
my
watch
guy. Rage quit, my guy.
What
I love you so much. I love you so much.
Bye bye, Afro Boy.
Bye bye.
It was only a matter of
Bye.
time.
Ooh, wow, that
Bye,
was
my
amazing.
guy.
That was amazing. I'm
Oh, it
sorry.
seems like
This is
you
great.
I was
doesn't
holding. I was
believe in it.
really.
Check your DM real quick.
Yeah,
You'll get a
yeah.
kick out of that.
Thank you guys for making me watch that. That was awesome. Kick never lets me down. What's up, Kim? How you doing? Oh, that was beautiful. Yes. Kick tore that dude apart, man. That was awesome. Kick rocks, kick rock. Look, wait, you know what? I have to. Look at this. Hold on. After that, I have to. Yeah. Oh man, that was so sweet. Oh man, oh man. Oh man. Oh, see, that's why I got this, man. This is that was so good. Unbelievable, man. He called that punk out. And it's funny too, because like I've noticed this, and I try not to get, I try not to get crazy with people when it comes to like speaking proper English, because I know that that's pretty common. A lot of people do that. But like when you're fighting about something that you're supposed to be intelligent, but you can't even speak properly when you're doing it, it's like you're so smart, you don't even know that you didn't do nothing means you did do something, right? Like, I don't know, man. It's just, I love the fact that he called him out on that. He's like, why don't you speak English, you idiot? Well, because I'm not an idiot. Well, then why don't you know how to talk? Man, I didn't do anything. Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, my goodness gracious me. Frauditors are the king of double negatives. Yes, they are. So I did find the video that he was talking about where Good Citizen News won his case. It's pretty long. He's got the whole case, so I'm not going to show it here. I'll watch it and maybe show parts of it tomorrow. But the very first thing I noticed is that Good Citizen standing there with a lawyer, Mr. I don't use lawyers, but then uses an example of a guy using a lawyer to make his case. These guys are so stupid. It blows my mind. Also, I don't know if you guys want to look at this. I just found, I had no idea that there was even a thing. But apparently we got a new Kim Blandino video. He's back in court again. Because the last time he was in court was just his lawyer wanted to quit because he couldn't deal with him. But the judge said, no, you have no choice. You have to be his lawyer, because no matter who we assign to him, it's going to be the same thing over and over and over and over. So what's the point? Yes, David, the Frauditors act all exactly the same. It's terrible. Mannerisms exactly the same. There's no difference. Yeah. And see, that's one of the things that's really cool too. The fact that these frauditors have this way of, like what Rogue Nation does and what Dave just did, is always kind of like pointing out everything bad that everyone else does. So that makes it okay for them to do bad things. What's up, Base Horseman 99? Which obviously is a bunch of crap, right? It's nonsense. You can't say because, and they love to throw around certain names like Rosa Parks, and they like to throw around the name George Floyd and things like that. Like, you're comparing that to a cop saying, the people here called us because they want you trespassed. May I see your ID, sir? That's the same thing. You walking into a building with a camera when there's a sign on the front of the building that says no cameras allowed, and then yelling and screaming and hollering at the people when they tell you not to do that. You're comparing that to Rosa Parks. Like, they're not saying no white people allowed or no Jews allowed or no blacks allowed or whatever. They're saying no cameras allowed. You can walk in there and do whatever you want to do. Just, don't be filming everybody's business. And I've never, ever, ever got an answer from any of these guys to the question that I always ask, which is, when you tell them, well, if you have private information, you need to create privacy, and then they do, you get mad at them because now they're violating your rights. So you tell them to create privacy, and then when they do, you tell them that they're violating your rights by creating privacy. I was watching this video earlier where this idiot's auditing I think it was DMA, is auditing a post office, right? And all the people in the post office are holding things over their face. And so what does he do? He focuses the camera specifically on those people, the ones who specifically are trying to create privacy. You always complain about how they need to create privacy. And then when they do, now they're doing something wrong. They always move the goalposts, and no matter what you do, you're wrong. No matter what you say, you're wrong. There's no winning with these idiots because they're too stupid to think. They're so dumb. They're so dumb. So I don't know. You guys want to see what Kim Blandino's up to? Like I said, I just found this. It's only like 8 minutes. I don't know what happens. I didn't watch it yet. I didn't even know it was a thing. I mean, I knew he was going back to court, but I didn't realize that it already happened. So let's I've never had a public employee lie me about or our interaction. See, that's the thing. Like the big point that all of these guys always try to make, or see, there's so many points they try to make. I think I'm going to write another book. Seriously, like, but this time not a joke, like an actual like First Amendment audits explained, and actually like legitimately talk about what they're doing and why they're doing it, because there are so many little bits and pieces of their stupid nonsensical arguments that it could fill an entire book. There's so many things that they have to complain about, and the way that these guys handle themselves and the arguments they make, and it's like I always, oh well, their big argument is this. Well, every argument they make is a big argument, right? Like they have 1,000 big arguments. Everything you say or do is an argument, unless you're agreeing with them. If you're licking their boots, then you're fine. If you try to explain something, you're cop-splaining. If you film them, then you're just a cam-backing Karen. But if they film you, it's their First Amendment right. But if they explain something, then I say they're fraud-splaining. That's what I call it. I love that term. So what do? Right? They talk a bunch of crap, and they make all these arguments that make no sense. And they say, well, you have to create privacy, but if you do, then you're violating my First Amendment. And they say, I don't have to give you ID because I'm not doing anything wrong. And then the whole trespass thing, right? Like if somebody asks you to leave and you don't, you're trespassing. Definition right there. They ask you to leave, you don't leave, you're trespassing. Done. Why are you arguing? Why are you trying to make any point at that point? Please leave. No. Boom. You're trespassing. Then the cops come. Well, you can't trespass me because I didn't break any laws. Trespassing is illegal. You're in the process of breaking the law right now by not leaving. How do they not understand this? Yes. Cinda Lucian brought up a great point. And this is one of the reasons why, as much as he tries to play it off like he's a good guy and he's just being goofy when he's doing his audits because he knows it makes good money or whatever. That's one of the reasons why I have a big problem with Josh Abrams. Because if he walks into a building and, well, I mean, he has a video where he walks into a building and a woman has some sort of a stalker or something. And instead of saying, like, hey, I don't want you to post my image because he might be able to find me. He says, well, I have the right to film, First Amendment. Blah, 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 blah. Screw you, lady. I'm going to film you even more because you asked me not to film you. Which to me is a big part of the problem with these idiots is whoever they focus their camera on the most is whoever doesn't want to be filmed. That's why they're con men. That's why it's a fraud. That's what con men do. They look for a mark, right? Someone who's going to fall for their scam is the mark, right? So when these guys walk into a building, they're looking for a mark. They're looking for someone who doesn't like being filmed. That's the mark. So then they focus their camera on the mark, the person who doesn't want to be filmed. And then this lady in this video I'm talking about ultimately cries and ends up quitting her job. And Josh Abrams is laughing about it. Ha ha ha. I made that woman cry. I'm such a big man because I made a woman cry. Ha ha ha. Her feelings don't trump the law. Ha ha ha. So you're proud of yourself that you did this to this poor woman, right? Just because you wanted to make a few bucks on YouTube. These people are horrible. They're horrible. They're not just idiots with cameras. They're horrible. Look at SGV. Look at the way he just loves pepper spraying everybody all the time. Like, well, if they weren't doing this to me, I wouldn't have to pepper spray more. If you weren't out there auditing, frauditing in the first place, it wouldn't get to that point. They need that boot oil for their dirty skin. Oh, dearie. So anyway, let's take a quick look at this. What's up with what Blandino's up to? Because I haven't seen him in a while, and we know that he's still got a lot of court to go. And apparently, he was just in court, and I missed it. So, like I said, this is only like not even 8 minutes long. So let's see what's going on with this.
Having counsel here to assist you on this matter. I know you disagree with that. This is time set for a preliminary hearing. State appearances for the record.
Mike Dickerson on behalf of the state, Your Honor.
Defense.
Morning, Your Honor. Joseph Gerson, 13876 for Mr. Blandino, who you've been talking to, who is standing behind the bar.
All right, this is time set for the defense for a preliminary hearing. What do we got on this matter?
Well, Your Honor, Mr. Dickerson has offered to negotiate this matter. He's essentially offered to have my client plead to the 2 misdemeanors, and he would dismiss the felony count. I got that right? That's correct. I presented that to Mr. Blandino. Don't think he wants to take that. So we would ask, I guess, another preliminary hearing date, if you please, in the normal course.
Was this matter called off?
It was, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes. And I apologize. I called it off. I called it off, so that would go on my side for the call off.
Okay. So when we set prelim, we still have a trial set because we have the trial and prelim. I've got trial scheduled, I think, for December
1st, Your Honor. I know for some
there's certain rights there on the trial different than the rights on the prelim.
Look at him raising his hand.
Well, Your Honor, at this stage, if the state would agree, I know I haven't filed pursuant to Rule 15 a written motion, but I would ask to continue the trial as well, so I can have some time to work with Mr. Blandino on this particular offer. I know that he has, as you may recall, we had a revocation hearing, essentially all the same issues in front of Judge Levitt recently. So I don't know, Your Honor.
All right.
That's fine, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Blandino, there's a couple of things occurring here today. One is that we have a preliminary hearing. You have certain rights attached to the preliminary hearing. You also have misdemeanor matters that the court's going to hear at the trial. Because those rights are trial rights are different than the preliminary hearing rights, I prefer you do the trial after so that you have the rights to testify. That'd be the last time you could do so. At a preliminary hearing, you could waive your rights to testify if you so desire. But at a trial, that's the only and last time that you could do that. So I don't want to have the trial before.
This is a preliminary hearing. It looks like nothing's going to happen. And besides, we got breaking news. I didn't know about this, but I just heard about it in the chat. So let's take a look real quick and see what we got going on here.
This just in. According to sources who have spoken under the condition of anonymity, self-proclaimed constitutional scholar Jose de Castro and his channel Delete Laws have been suspended from YouTube for a week pending further review. Sources state that YouTube has found over 15,000 violations of YouTube's terms of service. De Castro's channel remains under investigation as YouTube considers his complete removal. Stay tuned to the plot hole for further updates.
15,000. 15,000 violations of YouTube's terms of service. Wow. Holy cow. Wow. That's amazing. And you know what the funny part is? I believe it. I absolutely believe that he did at least that many, if not more. Ugh, 15,000 violations. Holy crap. He probably is going to get completely deleted from YouTube. I wonder how that's going to work for him to, in court when he's arguing about all the people who are bothering him on YouTube. Oh, man. Oh, man, that's great stuff. He lit the beacon on himself. Yeah, he did. Well, at least now we know that it works. I mean, think about it. When you got us and the frauditors against this guy, Josiah, there's a real life person looking at his channel now. Yep. And they're going to keep seeing all of the stuff. I can't wait till they get to the video with him and Josh Abrams, verbally assaulting everyone at the parade for Memorial Day. Oh, that's going to be fun. Holy crap. That's some amazing stuff there. Anyway, I think that's going to be about it for today. I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me. This is one of the biggest streams I've had. At one point, we were like at 74 watching live. I thank you guys so much. I appreciate everything and all the support. My morning crew is the best crew in the world. And you guys have no idea how happy you make me every morning when I wake up and I come in here and I see you guys. And so I am going to say goodbye. I'm going to pull out my Elvis gnome. And he's going to say, oh, yeah, I'm all shook up.